Completely different backgrounds, and in microseconds we could process new information, we could learn, share that intelligence, and run the next play. And so we lived in that world. Well, as a result of that, I learned how powerful a community can be. So the pledge made by the great coaches are this, and Bill Walsh started this 20 years ago with the 49ers. He says, if you commit to each other to give your very best, I'll promise you something bigger than the Super Bowl. I'll promise you something bigger than money. I promise you a team for life, a sustainable generating team for life. Now, he didn't say those words, but in our culture, that's implicit. And so he was one of the first coaches that ever offered that. Until he died, he still met with all the players that were part of his team for life. Now, as a result of that, every person on every team, every administrator, every parent, every wife, every child became a resource in that community. Well, when I saw that model, I knew that that was the model that was going to change and revolutionize the league, and it has. Every winning team has that culture. When I started hearing about regenerative and sustainable communities, the language you were using, I was says, that's the language I was looking for. I had some clients look at this, the idea of having a community, which is a community to produce, to grow, create, invent, so that the community would have more purpose than just a destination. It wouldn't just be a luxury housing. It would be a group of people that says, I want to be committed to this group within this community for life. For that idea of this community is the new resource, is our new wealth. It's our only wealth. We want you to build this new sports complex community. But we want it so unique, so cutting edge, and you've been inside 250 companies. We want you to take the sum of that knowledge and that intelligence and bring it to this. What would you drive? And I said, I would drive sustainability and regenerative. And they said, what does that mean? And that's when I got on the phone with Mark, that's when I met you, and that's what sort of created this. As a result, there's 5 potential projects that I have on the table right now.
Can you describe some of the key characteristics that you started to see in those communities that you were describing? What were the sort of the key things that sort of
indicators that it was working?
Yeah.
In terms of the sports community or the communities they're asking me to develop?
I'd say initially in the sports community, when you're saying that you saw this sort of process or type that was developing that was common among the most successful teams, the most successful sort of situations, what were those characteristics?
Besides winning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they knew that winning was a byproduct of this process. So the better they got at the process, they knew the result would be winning. Yeah. And so what happens, you see a high level commitment to the relationships. Because the relationships have to be open for communication to flow. You don't have to be right, you just have to have speed of information flow and accuracy. Then there has to be a dedication to helping the other person win. I'll be infinitely more successful if I focus part of my talent to helping you win. And what will happen as a result of that, when I walk in the room, I'll be in a bad situation, but I'll have other eyes looking over my shoulder that will cover me as part of the covenant of the organization. So it's not, I'll do this because I'm your best friend. I do it because it's our covenant. That's how we live and that's how we breathe.